had a beat like this in a while. Aloysius, get over here. Check this out. All right? Here we go.
Well, they call me Aloysius and I am a piggy. I moved from the farm to a big city. People call my name, but it ain't no pity. They call me, I say, hey, pretty piggy.
Do you sleep on the streets? Do you sleep on the train? I know I sound silly. I know I sound lame. But I worry to the point where I'm stressed. Where I worry to the point where I'm a mess.
Bro, don't worry. Just know that I got this.
I'm a little man who sings a lot about you because I love you. I'm a little man who sings lots about you because you know. A little man who sings a lot, who doesn't rhyme because I don't know how. I'm a little frog who produces stuff because I love to make the things. Everybody, who's with me now? Everybody, who's with me now? Now raise your hands up to the sky and dance. Okay, my guy.
See, out on the streets, people call me your highness. So don't get it twisted, bro. I'm your swineness.
Are you worried about attention?
Well, I'm allergic to shyness, which is,
priceless. Everybody knows he's priceless.
Exactamo.
So when I open the car, cause I can't take the heat, I'm addicted to sugar, that's why I'm so sweet. I love fruits and veggies, I never eat meat. No bikes on the sidewalks, the bikes go on street. It's not tiny snow, they call that stuff sleet. And when I'm rocking the mic, you know I rock beats.
Actually, impressed. I'm very impressed with you and all the rhymes and the music stuff you do.
Are we giving enough?
We can't take no more.
But they better stick around for what we have in store. Ha ha ho ho. Ha 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 ho. Ha ha ho ho. Ha 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 ho. Whoop.
One, two, three, four.
Holy, that was such a great way to kick the summer doldrums out. Normally, every year that I've been doing this, which is over a decade now, August into September is brutal, and we only record like a half an episode, if even that. And this year, I think we did miss a couple of weeks because we were at the beach and whatever. But I think we made up for it with this amazing song. I don't know if that's like just the podcast or just everything, you grow up and you have your seasons and you have your summer, which comes around, and it's ingrained on us as kids that summer is this magical time, and you're not in school, and you get to go and have all these adventures, and you're going on vacation, and you're hanging out with your friends, and you're in the pool, and then the summer comes to a close, the summer comes to an end, and you get sad, and things start to slow down, and you kind of start to get a little nostalgic, and you start to look back on the things you did this summer, and maybe the things you missed out on, and the things you used to do during the summer, and the things that you miss from the past. And then maybe you get a little bubble of nerves that you're going to be going back to school, and you don't know who's going to be in your class, and who's going to be your teacher, and what room are you going to be in, and what are you going to wear, and what are you going to learn, and what if you can't learn it? And then it becomes like this big well of anxiety and nerves. And it's so different from the summer where everything is easy and fun and light. And you're going back to structure. And some people deal pretty well with structure. I sometimes do, but a lot of the times I don't. My brain just doesn't seem to be able to make sense of structure. Mostly because it's a structure that someone else has invented for their minds. Does that make sense? The people who make structure, for the most part, are making structure that makes sense to them. And a lot of the times, that structure makes sense for a lot of other people. But then there's a lot of other people that it doesn't make sense for. And so, if you're on the outside of the structure that's been created, then you're gonna be confused and maybe even bemused. And several other useds, probably. And, you know, for those other people, then you have to find your way. And sometimes society isn't super awesome at making roads or paths or ways for the other people to pick up or figure out how to interact or to deal or to live within or just to be in the structure. And unless you have understanding, helpful stewards to help you through all of that, then it becomes very difficult. And you spend a lot of time seemingly fighting against the structure. That's what people sometimes think. They go, oh, why is this person fighting against the structure? Why can't they just be normal? Ooh, why can't they just be part of what everyone else is doing? Get in step, get in line. Because they don't understand that to that person, that line doesn't make sense. To that person, what you have written up there on the board doesn't make sense. I mean, that person's looking at it. That person's trying to make sense of it. But it just doesn't work. It's not seeming to make any sense to their brain. And by they, I mean me, but a lot of other people too. And that's okay. In my opinion, everyone is everyone. Everyone's individual, right? Everyone comes from things from different directions. Everyone has different experiences in their life. Everyone has different perspectives. And that's what makes the world awesome. If everyone saw things in the exact same way and everyone did things in the exact same way, well, then where would the fun in that be? Got to mix it up a little bit every so often. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you mix it up, the people who are used to the structure, who like the structure, get upset. They're like, hey, stop rocking the boat. Hey, stop doing what you're doing. Because what you're doing is antithetical to what I'm doing. And you're like, sorry, I wasn't trying to be antithetical. I was just doing what I thought was the right thing. What I thought was what I was supposed to do. Well, it's not. Do you ever get that? Do you ever feel like you're doing what you think is supposed to be done? What you think is supposed to be right? And then out of nowhere, you get walloped, ballyhooed, knocked about. Hey, what are you doing? And then you're like, oh no. And then you kind of stop and you're like, well, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. What do I do? What do I do? And then you ever hear the phrase, you're like a deer caught in the headlights. Although the other days I heard somebody say, oh, it's like a squirrel caught in the headlights. And I was like, do squirrels also get caught in the headlights? And I was like, why did we settle on deer? Like, are there a lot of animals that get stuck in headlights? If I'm to be honest, I've seen people, humans, that are on the road that get stuck in the headlights. I really think a lot of animals, if there's a vehicle coming towards them and there's headlights that are very bright and that are flashing at them, I think that the people are going to get caught in those headlights. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why we had to put it all on the deer. They did. I mean, you know, I'm not going to. And maybe there's some deer who are fine with lights. You know, I'm not going to just put all deer into one bucket. That's always been a funny thing. Going back to the conversation we were having before. Buckets. pigeonhole. People love to put people in buckets because buckets make sense. Oh, you're this type of person. Oh, you're that kind of person. Oh, you go over there. That's what you fit into that bucket. But sometimes, and most times I would say, people are made up of several buckets, and otherwise life wouldn't be very fulfilling. I wouldn't think. I don't know. And sometimes the people with the buckets go, whoa, I said you're in that bucket. Why? What are you doing over here in these other buckets? And you're like, I don't know. I like to be in several buckets at once. And they go, oh, no, my friend, no. Go get in your bucket. And then sometimes, depending, you'll go and you'll get in that bucket for a while. And you realize, this bucket isn't as fulfilling as I want it to be. This bucket, it's just not what I want. And then as you grow and you have more experiences, then you start finding your ways into other buckets and exploring different buckets. And then, you kind of get to do you, I guess, as people say. I don't know.
There he is, Natty Bumpercar. Having the jam of the summer, the biggest song of the year. And then he turns that and he goes into some metaphysical talk about buckets. They should call you Natty Bucketcar.
No, I mean, that's funny, but I don't think I like Natty Bucketcar. But I don't know, we were having fun with the song, and then I just started thinking, like I do. Sometimes my brain starts thinking. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Now I just checked the URL for Natty Bucketcar, and someone has already purchased that, and actually are selling wonderful little buckets here, so I think we can just move along from the bucket idea. I think that's not going to stand. I think, it was a good idea, Pig, but I don't think we're going to fly with that one.
Oh, well, at least, we're not going to have Natty Bucketcar, but at least we got that hip jam from earlier.
Did you just say hip jam?
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/Natty Bumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.